Normally I am an advocate for fathers in this child support system, but this ain't it, man. This ain't it at all. Let's hit it.
A holiday cruise ends with a one-way ticket to Louisville and Metro Corrections for a man who owes thousands in child support. WDRB Stefan Johnson tells us how child support detectives found the suspect after more than 10 years on the run.
The suspect had just ended a vacation. He was exiting a cruise ship in Miami, Florida, when he was taken into custody. And now it's very likely Metro Corrections will be his home for the holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Two things. One, 10 years, man. Like I said, I got nothing. I can't advocate for that because personally, I've never been behind per se on child support. Now, I've told a story that when my ex put me on child support or when the judge struck the gavel, I think was I caught up? No. Tell you how it goes. You go to your hearings or your little court cases, and the little assistant judge or whatever you call it, they will, you know, create an initial child support order. They just come up with a number. Don't know where they get it from. Maybe I crack it their butt. I don't know, but they come up with a number and say, okay, this is how much child support you're gonna owe. So now, if you don't know nothing about the system, you'll sit here and wait for the paperwork to come to you. That's what I think normally people will do because that's what you're thinking. Judge sign it because she'll say or he'll say in the courtroom, he gonna sign it off and put it in, and then you'll get the order. So it's kind of like deceptive. In my case, I knew somebody who was familiar with the child support system, and they told me make sure you put money in on your books from the beginning. When that judge says how much is, well, first she told me to just start putting money in there. Then once you go to court and the judge tells you how much it is, put that money in that account. Because if you don't, once that judge hits that gavel and it comes back to you, you're going to be in arrears. Okay. So that's what I was doing. Put money in there, had money in there. So then we got ready to go to the main judge, and the lawyer, my ex's lawyer, was trying to tell her that I need to have proceedings to put me in jail because I haven't paid anything in child support. I'm like, Your Honor, first of all, I haven't got anything from y'all saying what I owe, but the money is in the account already. And everybody looking like, what, are you serious? And they looking at each other dumbfounded. I'm like, yo, I said, the money's been in the account. I said, this ain't got nothing to do with money. I've been taking care of my kids since before they was born. This is not why we're here. It's, and we'll continue, and the story continues or whatever. But you have to stay ahead of it. You have to understand and know what, even if you're waiting for the judge to send the paperwork, the judge has already done told you in court how much you're gonna have to pay every month. So I was paying, you know what I'm saying? So once, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I had it in the account and whatever the case may be. Then when the big regular judge came and saw how much money I'm making, whatever, then she came up with the final amount. Boom. Now that there, once she signed that gavel, and it may be some weeks, but you got a little while before you need to come up with that money. And I think I was short by like the way it was set. Somehow the way it was set up, I had to pay like $50 extra a month to be like caught up. But I did it so quick, and then I had to pay her lawyer fees, which was crazy. So they added like an extra 50. So it was like an extra $50 a month up until my daughter turned old enough for me to not have to pay child support no more. So like I say, I mean, it was rigged. But my point is, I don't know nothing about no damn 10 years being 10 years behind, purposely. Don't know it at all. When that judge, when that letter came and it said I was in arrears by however much money, I'm like, what in the how am I behind? And I've been paying. Well, you pay what the assistant judge told you to pay, but when the main judge uh, put it in, and hit that gavel and signed that paper, and it was filed. That right then and there is when that started, and you are behind until you pay your first payment. So that but like I say, the system is rigged, but you got to understand it. So now, I don't know nothing about being behind 10 years. And two, the question is, who in the hell did he go to on a cruise with? If you're on a cruise, 9 times out of 10, he went with a woman, and probably the woman probably paid for it.
Mr. Weaver.
Jefferson County Attorney Mike O'Connell says Dominic Weaver has been on the run from child support.
And look at it. Hold on. You see the grills in his face. So he already, this man is not a multi-millionaire with a Fortune 500 business. I tell you that much. But let's see.
Mike O'Connell says Dominic Weaver has been on the run from child support for several years.
I don't know when he left, but he fled the jurisdiction. And from the date of his sentence until today, and even today, he's not paid 1 cent of child support.
But last week, Weaver was taken into custody in Florida.
He was found, fortunately, but this is the interesting part, by the Miami police getting off a cruise ship last week in Miami.
Detectives from the Child Support Division recently flew to Miami, brought Weaver back to Louisville, and locked him up at Metro Corrections.
This is one of the most egregious events that brings something to light that I think I've ever seen.
O'Connell says Weaver has a total of 4 cases with the Child Support Division.
Those 2 more of those are ready for indictment, again, of more felonies.
And owes more than 6 figures in back child support.
I think it's somewhere in the $114,000, $120,000.
According to the county attorney's office, in 2021,
What's this say? Weaver, Dominic Weaver. Dang, $99,547. Lou got his address here, Louisville, Kentucky. Dude, they found you in Miami, dude. Child support, you owe 6 figures. Them son guns gonna find you. I don't know what the hell you thought. I knew a cat I used to work with back in the day. This dude had a job, was paying child support. Then he went and got a part-time job. And then they started taking money from his part-time job check. Now, this is before I was like, this is years ago, so I knew nothing about the child support system myself. But when I got older and I had, like I said, my daughter, when I was put on child support, I had a job and then went and got a second job. The person I knew that was familiar with the child support system said, you got to call down there and let them know this is your part-time job and to not take, because what they'll do, they'll take, let's say you owe $350 every 2 weeks. They'll take that $350 from that other job too. Like yeah. So you be paying like $600 every 2 weeks or $1,200 a month. You gotta let them know it's a secondary job, so they won't take that money. A lot of folks don't know that. Also, insurance, you have to. I remember thinking it's like the next to last, almost like I had like maybe 2-3 payments left on child support, and them son guns tried to send me a letter saying I had to prove or verify that my child had insurance, because if not, they was gonna take it out. They're gonna add it to the child support and have the mom or whatever, pay insurance. They're gonna pay her the money for insurance. And I'm like, dude, the insurance never stopped. But they sent it to my second job. They sent it from my second job or whatever. And I'm like, I only have insurance second job. She still got insurance my first job. Well, can you send this and verify? And it's like, what I gotta change? Nothing changed. So it's all a racket. That's why I say I've long been an advocate for fathers when it comes to the child support system to understand the law and to stay on top of it, because they will try to, it will run a racket. And then once you in that system, shoot, man, it's hard as all that does to get out of it. And you mess around and the interest rate is high as hell too. And then you own like 6 figures, dude, you're gonna be in jail. You're gonna be in prison. And people are gonna say, if you go to jail, he can't pay that child support. I can understand if you owe a few hundred, maybe even a couple $1,000. But $100,000, dude, nah, that means you ain't took care of now one of your children. Nah. Yes, prison is probably where you need to be.
Weaver owed more than $99,000 in support. It has several years in prison hanging over his head.
I'm going to ask the court at the next opportunity to revoke his sentence and sentence him to 4 years in the state penitentiary for this offense.
For years, O'Connell's office posted the names of delinquent parents in the local newspaper. These days, the approach is different, but doesn't always work.
Our office does everything we can to work with people that have this obligation. I mean, everything we can, to the extent of even helping find employment and do things like that.
Right now, Weaver is scheduled to be in court for arraignment on January 6th. I'm Stefan Johnson, WDRB News.
And the part about the employment too, that's, I mean, $100,000, dude. If you can make that kind of money, you probably wouldn't be on child support. You wouldn't owe it. He wouldn't owe it in the first place. But yeah, man, like I said, that dude's deadbeat, 10 years behind. I don't know the whole story because sometimes, I know within the past 10 years in Texas, the law has changed to where that you can only go back like 4 years. You used to be able to get a kid at 18. And if the mom want to put you on child support when that child is like about to turn 18, she can file it. And then you will owe 18 years of freaking child support. You better fight it. Get a good lawyer and fight it. But then they changed the law to where it can only go back like 4 years. In my case, it went back no years because in the divorce decree, it said that, I wouldn't have to pay child support. We had like things split amicably or whatever. So that helped me out a lot. So it was but like I said, I was there. Like I said, I've been taking care of my kids since they was born. It's not that everything they get, they all have been taken care of. So that's not even an issue. But my question is now to the women, ladies, this guy here, let me see this guy here, I don't know what he looked like 10 years ago, but what made this dude look like he was father material? Not jump off material, not clapping cakes material. I don't know what you women think, but I'm talking about what made this guy look like father material. What did he do to make you think that he was going to take care of your baby and he didn't take care of the other three, I guess? Because say he got like 3 cases on the books. I remember seeing this dude on one of these like 2020 or Dateline shows back in the day. This dude had like 20 kids, 20 children. He was working part-time at Wendy's. He was paying $2 a month for each child at the max. The max was like $2 a month for each child. I don't get it, man. Everybody ain't fit to be a parent. Everybody shouldn't have to have kids. This is one reason why I say too, I do not put so much emphasis and hype on relations because anybody can do it. Anybody can make a baby. You ain't got to be awake. You ain't got to be conscious to conceive a child. It's just a natural thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing to do or what have you, but everybody, I say, don't deserve it and don't have to. I'm gonna say, they shouldn't. Everybody shouldn't have children. But yeah, this dude here, man, 10 years. Yeah, hell, if you go to prison for folks, he said 4 years. Well, shoot, go to prison and then it just add on. Sure, it don't matter because it ain't like he gonna pay it anyway. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. If you want to support us financially, you can give super thanks, super chat, super stickers, and you can go to the description box. There are links there you can click on to help support us there. And with that being said, I leave you in peace.